Right, okay, great. So we are live now. So very soon I'm going to share the screen and then you will be able to see what we are doing here. Hare Krishna, I welcome everyone. In today's session, today we are going to start Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And it's a hybrid session, so those who are here in advance with us, welcome guys. And those who are going to join us live. These sessions, UK time, every Sunday from 5 to 6. So it's 5 p.m. GMT. And feel free to adjust if ever you would like to join online. These sessions are going to be live on YouTube as well. And I will be trying to monitor them online. So hope that will work very well. What we are going to do, I'm going to share the screen with you very soon. Those guys who are online, you don't know that we are getting broadcasted on a big telly here. Hare Krishna. Haribo. So this is the overview of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Do we know what Srimad Bhagavad Gita is? Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, great, fantastic. That's a great start. So there are many different kind of Bhagavad Gitas there. Well, there is one Bhagavad Gita, but there are many translations of it. Like if you will say something, you will say, what is your favorite fruit? A banana, you know? Different people might understand different things. Different people might think, well, Rohan only eat banana. Other people say, no, he loves many fruits, but banana is the one he prefers over other fruits. The other one say, no. Banana is, the taste is good, right? Different people understand the same sentence different ways. And this is what we call purpose. So there is one sentence and there are different meanings of them. And that's why in industry, in the market, if you go out and you say, I want a Bhagavad Gita, there's so many different Bhagavad Gitas. Even though there is only one Bhagavad Gita, but many people, they have explained it different ways, right? So the Bhagavad Gita we follow and we are going to follow for our sessions is based on Prabhupada. So the gentleman there on the screen is Prabhupada. He's the one who translated Bhagavad Gita as it is. He's the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So we are going to follow that particular one. And this is the prayer we always do before we start the sessions. Right? So every time we start the session, we will do these prayers. Okay. So we will do those prayers now. You can try to follow us on the screen. Anyone who is online, if you know these are the standard prayers, feel free to follow us. Otherwise, you can just listen to us right at the end when we will finish Hare Krishna Mahamantra and then we shall resume to our session. Yeah. So myself, R and Shivani, we are going to recite. You can just listen. If you can try to follow, we will start from the top and then we'll go till end. Let's see what happens. Okay. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथवितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सवादूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhesha. Hare Krishna. Welcome any of those who have joined a bit late, either on Zoom or YouTube Live. So today we have started a new series of Bhagavad Gita. Right? So this is the Mangalacharan. Did you follow us? Did you find out where we were when we were doing? Yeah, great, good job. If ever I'm off, feel free to stop me. Say, no, you're not following that. Right? All right, great. So this is the essence of the philosophy. There are different teachers who have explained things differently. So that, we all been in the school, in the university. What happens? There is one teacher. He will explain everything to the students, right? So for example, today you are a student. Tomorrow you will become teacher. So there are classes. I am a student and I learned this from someone. I am a student. I learn it. I pass on to you. Then you will pass on to someone else. This is what happens. If you are in the school, you have the maths teacher, for example. Maths teacher was a student at some point. Yeah. And then that student became the teacher and then going to teach the maths to someone else. And that maths student will become a teacher and this will continue. This has always, in whichever subject you think of. This is the same thing here regarding Bhagavad Gita. We learn it, we share it. So whatever we will learn it today, go back and share with your family. Yeah, share with your parents, share with your friends, and you will become the teacher of Bhagavad Gita. So this is the philosophy we are going to follow. What Srila Prabhupada ji said. Would you like to read it? Rohan, can you read that first bullet point?
Basic preaching.
Great, thank you. So this is a very practical book. What it says, we can do in our life. And we'll say, does it work or not? What's written in Bhagavad Gita, if we are going to do that in our life, we can figure out if it works there or not. One must study BG. It's a short for Bhagavad Gita, right? One must study Bhagavad Gita inside out, and that will govern our external activities. Which means, if you will see two people, one is fat and one is very thin, right? Is it easy to say someone who is thin does some kind of exercise? Easy to say? Maybe? No? Okay, no, not necessary. But in Bhagavad Gita, if somebody reads Bhagavad Gita, then the person will behave differently, right? And it will be easy to say that this person follow what's there in Bhagavad Gita. And this person is very religious, this person is very spiritual. The way we talk, the way we walk, the way we play with each other, it's easy to figure out, well, that person. So you will see changes will happen in your life. And you will say, wow, I didn't notice. But slowly, gradually, when we read, then we will find out, oh, yeah, it's changed. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to follow and we are going to learn. Right. Okay. Great. So in Bhagavad Gita, whenever we learn, there are so many different stories. Do you like stories? Yes? All right. Okay. So what we are sharing now is a family tree. Do you have a family tree in your home? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. Who's on the top of the family tree?
I don't know.
Yeah? Is it granddad, grandmom, or great, 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 great grandfather?
I think it's like great.
Great grandma, yeah. And then where is it ending? Who is right at the bottom? Rohan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And true. I'm the youngest one in my family. Well, I was until I got married and I got children. So when I drew my family chart, I was right at the bottom. And then family extended further. This is a family tree. And at the top, we can see Kuru. 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 The Kuru was the name of a king. Hence, this family is called Kuru family. Right? This is very important to understand this family tree because when we will go in Bhagavad Gita and we will start reading Bhagavad Gita, some of the family members of this family will be there. Right. So Kuru got married. Well, Kuru had many sons, and then the lineage passed on. And in the middle, there is one called Shantanu. So this name is called Shantanu. Shantanu was a very famous king in India, and there are lots of plays. Have you read Shakespeare? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember any of those plays of Shakespeare? Arvind did some. Any play from Shakespeare?
A Midsummer's Night's Dream.
Okay. Macbeth is Shakespeare as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. So similarly, so you will study them later. You will do all those Shakespeare plays. In India also we have plays, and those plays. So Shakespeare's. Let me know if I'm wrong. But Shakespeare's plays are fictional. They're not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But plays are real. So type of Shantanu, there are plays in India. There are lots and lots of plays in India based on Shantanu. You can watch that online as well. They're available. But Shantanu got married. Okay, let me this so you can see. Okay, okay. Arun, you will have to move on yours. If you can move that screen in whenever you get time.
See?
So, yeah, just a bit. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, thank you. So Shantanu got married to Satyavati, right? He got married to Satyavati. And then so they had, Shantanu and Satyavati, they had a son called Vyasadev. Do you know who Vyasadev is? No? Vyasadev is a big, big author. Anything in Hinduism, which is also called Sanatan Dharma, there are two words, Sanatan and Dharma. Sanatan is universal, eternal, and Dharma is more or less what we call religion. Religion in Hindi is Dharma. Dharma in English is religion. There is a bit of difference, so it's a loose translation. But in English language, we don't have the closest word we have to religion, to Dharma, is religion. But there is a subtle difference which we will discuss at some point. But in Hinduism, so somebody will ask who wrote the Bible. We don't know who wrote the Bible, right? Because Bible is a combination of different stories. There's an Old Testament, there's a New Testament. People heard the stories, people put them together. Yeah. But in Hinduism, all the books, all the scriptures, the oldest scripture on the planet is Veda. The Vedas, Puranas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, everything written by one person called Vyasadev. So Vyasadev wrote all that. And Vyasadev's mother and father, so Satyavati was the mother of Vyasadev. and Vyasdev wrote everything. So when you will go home, ask your parents that do you know who wrote Bhagavad Gita? Do you know who wrote Mahabharata? Yeah, and see if they know about it. Right? That would be a good test. If they don't know, bring them here next time. Okay. If they know, say, well done, you guys. Yeah. So Shantanu got married to Satyavati, and the son was Vyasdev. Now, Aryan, beta, it's on the left. If you can move that down a bit, please. Shantanu also got married to Ganga. So those days, kings, they used to marry multiple people. That was possible. Not anymore. Shantanu got married to Ganga. You know Ganga? Ganga River?
Yeah.
So in olden days, the rivers could manifest in a human form. They had the power. If they want, they will become the water. They will become different people, different demigods. They will become the fire, Agni Dev. They will become the Vayu, the wind. They will become water. So Ganges, different rivers, they have what we call the human manifestation, personification. You do that in English, yeah? So Ganga, this is the same Ganga who is also a lady and also a river. So Shantanu got married to Ganga. Well, Shantanu actually saw Ganga and said, I want to marry you. But Ganga said, I have one condition. If you will fulfill that condition, I will marry you. And that was such a strange condition, such a strange request. The request was, when you and me will get married, we will get children. Because married people get children. You will never ask me any question. Never ever. Whatever I'm doing, let me do it. Don't ask me question why I am doing it. Imagine, does that happen? You go home and you tell your parents, whatever we will do, never ask us why we are doing it. No, they will always ask, why? Why are you doing it? Right? But she said that's the only condition. But king was king. King said, doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do, do. I just want to get married with you. Now what happened? Shantanu got married to Ganga, and after some time, they got a baby. Everybody was happy. Oh, the king got a prince. But what happened later? As soon as the baby was born, Ganga, who is the mother, took the baby and started walking. And somebody told the king, see, Ganga, your wife, the queen, taking that kid, your son, and going out of the palace. And the king said, well, where she's going? We don't know. Let's go after her. So they are going after her. Somebody said, shall we stop? So no, we cannot stop her because that's a condition. She said, whatever I'm doing, don't stop me. Don't ask me anything. Let me do whatever I want. No. They're going there. So Ganga with the baby at the front, and the Shantanu and few people around him, his army, going after her. What she does? She takes to the baby next to the river, and then the king says, she wants to give the baby a bath. But no, what she does? Yeah, she drowned the baby. Who does that? No mother will do that. But she did. That's what Ganga did. Shantanu was crying a king, but he could not ask. Ganga came back. No one ever asked Ganga, why did you do that? Guess what? They got a second baby. And she did that again. She took the baby, second baby, back to the river and drowned the baby. King didn't say anything. They got the third baby. Guess what? Can you guess what will happen to the third baby?
Ganga will do it again.
Yes, she drowned it again.
It.
It? We don't know.
Him. What?
Him or her? They? Them? So, so did it with the fourth child. Did it with the fifth one. Did it with the sixth one. And while she was about to drown the seventh child, king could not bear anymore. What do you think king would have done? King stopped. Say, no, you can't do it. I can't let you do it. I need to understand, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Then what? Ganga said, okay, if you want to keep this baby, keep it. But remember the condition I asked for. You asked the question, I will go now. And then she started going. And the king said, okay, I broke the condition. I cannot stop you. But could you please explain, why did you do that? You are a mother. No one loves the children more than mother. Why did you drown your own children? And what she said, these 7 children, the 6th drowned and the 7th one in your arm, these 7 children were, these 7 children were there in the heavens, and they saw a sage. They saw a sage and they laughed. They laughed just like these two are laughing. They started laughing on Sage, and Sage cursed them. You 7. They were no 7 there, right? You 7, you are going to get cursed because you laughed on me. You know, sometimes sages, they're not taking good care of their body. They have been meditation for that long. They look weird. Do I look weird? Why she's laughing then? She always laughs when she's. I'm not that. But imagine those 7, they were actually what we call Gandharv. But let's call them demigods, right? Angels. They saw this sage and started laughing, and they were Vasus. So that sage cursed them. Now, when cursed them, they all said sorry. But there was one who did not say sorry. So as soon as the 6 said sorry, the sage said, okay, no worries. The curse was that you will come down on planet Earth to suffer. This planet we live on, in our Bhagavad Gita, it says this is Dukha Alya. Dukh Alya. Alya is a residence and Dukh is the adjective. Dukh is sorrow. It's a place of sorrow. People will never get happy here. Never ever. Doesn't matter how much money you will get, name, fame, whatever you are going to get, you will get temporary happiness. Right? Imagine you got a new toy. Right? You got a new toy. How long you play with it? You got a new dress, new phone, new laptop, new movie, some food. You love it. But for how long you enjoy? Do you have any toy you used to play, you don't play anymore? Yeah? Why? Because the happiness is very temporary. It's very, very temporary. So what happened? This sage cursed those 6, cursed all the 7, saying that go down on planet Earth, you have to take birth on planet Earth. But 6 of them said sorry. So they said, okay, you 6, as soon as you will come there, you will take birth, but then you will die very quickly. So you don't have to suffer there. Yeah? It's like somebody will say, okay, you have to go, you've been very naughty. You have to go to the naughty corner. But you will say, so sorry, so sorry. Says, whoa, 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 because I've asked you to do, you have to go. But okay, because you have said sorry, don't stay there long. Come back quickly. Right? This is what the sage did. Okay, I have cursed you. I cannot break my curse. You have to go on planet Earth, take birth as a human and suffer. That's why the child starts crying usually when the children come. But you will die very quickly, which means you are out of it. You've been on naughty corner very short period. But the 7th one who did not say sorry, you have to live very long because you did not even feel sorry, you did not say sorry. It happens, everybody make mistakes, but when you make mistakes, it's good to say sorry. Of course, feel sorry and say sorry. Yeah. and then parents let you off. This is what the sage did. 6 of them said sorry, and then Ganga explained those 6 children whom I drowned, they were those 6 who said sorry, and they took birth on planet Earth, but they are not going to be here to suffer. They are going to go back to their residence. So this place is a naughty corner for all of us. We did something wrong to be here, and we are going to go back very soon, but it depends how long we're going to live and how we're going to live. So the seventh one who did not say sorry, Ganga said, this 7th one is the child I'm giving to you. And this poor child who did not say sorry is going to live very, 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 very long time. And so true. He lived very long time. Right? Now what happened? Ganga said, thank you very much. I'm going. You broke the promise. There are consequences. I'm going. And she left. But the Bhishma was the name of the boy. The blue one. Bhishma will stay with Shantanu. But now Ganga is gone. Shantanu was actually very, very lonely. Very lonely. So Shantanu said, I'm going to get married. He was just roaming around alone in the jungle. I think he went for the hunting. And he saw a girl there. The girl was Satyavati. So when he went there, he said to Satyavati, Satyavati, I like you. Will you marry me? Satyavati was a very decent girl, and decent girls usually say, well, even if I want to marry you, you have to come and ask my parents. I can't just get married to you. You have to ask my parents. This still happens in India, right? Or Indian families. But it doesn't happen all the way, everywhere on the planet. No. Because that was the nice Indian family. So Satyavati said, so Satyavati was actually the very poor family. Satyavati was the daughter of a fisherman. Fishermen are very, very poor people. Most of them. These days, some traders are there and they have a lot of people fishing for them. They are very rich, but otherwise, most of the fishermen are very, very poor people. So Satyavati said to Shantanu, come and speak to my father. Now, when Shantanu, king, goes to speak to Satyavati's father, he thought, well, I'm a king. He's a fisherman. I will say, I want to get married to your daughter. Of course. Will say yes. But fisherman was very clever. He said no. He said, well, your daughter will become my wife, will become the queen of this. She will have everything. And then the fisherman said, if my daughter Satyavati is going to become your daughter, but you already have Bhishma, after you will die, Bhishma will become the king. And then what will happen to my daughter? So this is what we call future. So Satyavati's father was thinking of the future. So he said, my daughter's son should become the king, should become the prince first, and then after that should become the king. But Shantanu said, but Bhishma is already there. Bhishma is much older. So what used to happen that the older son usually becomes and then Shantanu, so the child of Satyavati and Shantanu is not even born yet. They are not even married yet. But Bhishma is already there. Bhishma is much older than the baby which will come. So Shantanu said, I can't do that. Bhishma is definitely going to be king after me. And Bhishma was very nice. He said, no, I won't let you go. You can't marry my daughter. Then Shantanu came home. And Shantanu was very sad. Very, very sad. Now, kings, whenever they go somewhere, they don't go alone. They always have someone with them. So Bhishma found out. Bhishma said, wow, what happened there? Why my father is so sad? He asked his father, nothing, it's okay. But it was evident. They can see the father is sad. Then Bhishma asked the people, the minister who went with the king, why my father is so sad? Then the minister explained. Minister said, well, the reason is that he wants to marry that girl. The girl's father said that her son should become the king, not you. And Bhishma said, okay, tell me where the fisherman is. Oh, lives there. Okay. So Bhishma, a young boy who is going to become a king in the future, he went to the Satyavati's father and said, I promise you, I promise you that Satyavati's child will become the king. I will not become the king. Right? I promise you. But then that father should say yes, because that was the only concern. But he said no. He still said no. Why? Because he said, see, you will not become a king, but you will get married. Your child will be there. You're promising you will not become a king, but your child can become a king. Then again, my daughter's child will not become a king. I said, well, that's very confusing. You know what Bhishma said? I am a bachelor at the moment, and I promise I will never get married. So neither I will become a king, nor I will get married, which means I will never have any children. I will never have a son who will become a king, which means your daughters, children will become the king. The first son will become the king. And then he got very happy. And then when Shantanu found out that my son has done such a great, they call it a big promise, the oath have taken, I will do this, I will not do that. Then his name was actually Devdutt. Then Shantanu gave him name Bhishma, because Bhishma is something huge, right? Very austere. That because you have done such an austere promise, from now on you will be called Bhishma. Hence, he's called Bhishma because of the quality, right? Sometimes it happens. Somebody's a miser. Do you call people, your friends, something else? Call by name. Somebody is greedy, somebody is nice, or he's polite. So Bhishma was Bhishma because of his quality. Now Bhishma, if you see Bhishma is a box, there's no other box coming to him. Well, there's only one box from the mother and father, but because he never get married to anyone else, he never got any wife, he never got any children. But he's still going to be. Then his father actually blessed him. His father promised him something. He said, I'm so happy with you. I will give you a boon. Those days, if people are happy, they're genuinely happy and they're truthful, they can give you a boon. Anyone. So this is a father giving a boon to a son. Remember the boon? The boon is you will die when you want to die. You live as long as you want. Everybody has certain time. Oh, we know we are going to die 40 years, 50 years, 100 years. Those days, 1,000 years. But Bhishma can live as long as he wanted. That's the boon. No one ever got that boon. He was the only one who got that boon. Bhishma. That you can live as long as you want, and you can decide when you want to get one. When you want to get, when you want to die, basically. This is Bhishma, right? And we will see him in Bhagavad Gita as well. But then what happened? Shantanu and Satyavati. Shantanu and Satyavati. Oh, I get that. Yeah. Okay. So Shantanu and Satyavati, they are there. So we are on this box. If I draw, see, they here. So Shantanu and Satyavati, husband and wife, they got this arrow coming. And then they have first here, and I'm going to write it, Chitranga. There's one son they got. But that son didn't live for long, died. If you see, that's again a box, no other box coming from, because the poor guy died very quick. But if you come here, this one, the second one, Vichitravirya, is the one who got married. And it's such an interesting thing. If you see, he got married to two, Ambika and on the right, Ambalika. Right? Now what happened? Vichitravirya, so Bhishma said that Bhishma was a great warrior. Right? Bhishma said, whoever will become the king, I'm going to serve the kingdom. So I will always be the minister there, saving the kingdom. Vichitravirya was actually, because Chitranganga was a very weak person and died, Vichitravirya was the only one left. So he was very protected and he was also very weak. And people thought he's also going to get mad, die. So he was very weak. People were taking good care of him. So those days, Swambar used to happen. Do you know what Swambar is? Yeah? It's a strange thing, but it used to be very common in India those days. Ambika and Ambalika, and there was one more, not mentioned here for a reason, but three daughters were there, the king who had these three daughters. These three daughters said, well, the king said, I need someone to get married to my daughters. And there are different ways. You just ask the priest will find someone, or you will do a swambar. Swambar is a kind of event, right? On that event, the king will invite all other kings and princes from far, far, far land. Invite everyone, please come, please come, please come. And then when they will come, they will stand. Sometimes the king will have some competition going on. King will say, okay, so there might be a bow and arrow, or there might be a shot put, there might be a disc, they might do a badminton play or football game or cricket or whatever competition. They're going to compete with each other, right? And whoever is going to be best, they will say, okay, you will marry to my daughter. Or the daughters can just see everyone and then say, oh, well, I like him. And they will say, I want to get married. But the Swambar is the event when the father of the daughter will invite everyone. And this is what happens. There were three daughters, Ambika, Ambalika, another one. All three were there, and the king invited everyone, but did not invite Vichitravirya. Why? Because he was weak. No one wanted to give their daughter to him. I don't want my daughter to marry to a, because king is supposed to be very strong. Now, because Vichitravirya was not invited, then he got offended. But more than him, Bhishma, he got offended because he said, I'm going to protect the kingdom. And he said, Vichitravirya, our kingdom is there, and the king did not invite us. Even though Bhishma is not going to get it, but Vichitravirya was supposed to get married. So what Bhishma did, he went there, uninvited. And imagine he went there, the father was there, three daughters were there, and a lot of kings and a lot of princes were there. Imagine, Rohan, if you are also there. Right? Imagine yourself as a prince, you are there, hoping you're going to get married to these three daughters, three girls, or one of them. And there are lots and lots of boys are there. But then Bhishma comes in. Bhishma was very strong. He said to the king, why didn't you invite? And then the king could not say on his face that because your king is very weak, you should have been king. He could not say that. Bhishma said, because of course he could understand. Bhishma said, you insulted my king. Now I'm going to take your daughters to get married to my king. And if anyone will stop, I will fight and I will kill. So Bhishma took those three daughters by force. And few princes came to fight him. He defeated all of them. He defeated anyone and everyone who came in between. And then he's taking these 3 daughters, right? And then when he reached to the kingdom, he said to Vichitvirya, here we go. I got these 3 girls for you. You get married to them. Now, out of 3, 2 married to him. That's why 2 boxes are there, Ambika and Ambalika. There was one who did not get, who said to Bhishma that because you got me from the Swambar, from our father's place, you got me out. I will only marry to you. I will not marry to anyone now. Bhishma says, sorry, I've promised that I will never marry. But so why did you do that? Why did you took us from our father's place? The person, the king, who will be the strongest, who will be the one who will take or defeat all the ones. I said, I will marry him. You are the one. I can only marry to you. But no, Bhishma said, sorry, I can't. You got to get married to Vichitravira. And she said, no, I'm not going to get married. My sisters want to marry. Never mind, let them marry. I will go. She went. Where did she go? She went to the jungle, deserted place. She started doing meditation. And then Lord Shiva came and said, give me a boon. I will become the reason of Bhishma's death. I should become the reason of Bhishma's death. And then said, well, actually not Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma came, said, well, in this birth you cannot do this. But you will leave this birth, you will come back again, and then in your next birth you will become the reason that Bhishma will die. Imagine Bhishma who can decide when he wants to die, and now there is a girl who is going to get next birth, and then in next birth will become the reason how and why Bhishma will die. And we will see that. We will see that in future, how Bhishma will die. But we will not discuss it now because Bhishma has a long life to live. Let him enjoy his life, not worry about his death. Yeah, there are other time to think that. But now what happened? If you see, Vichitvirya had Ambika, Vichitvirya has Ambalika, 2 wives, and then have another one. If you see on the right, it says Dasi. Right, so if I write it again, or maybe try different colors. Right, let's see this. So if I write 1, okay, and then I will say 2 here. Oh, that's a nasty 2. And then I will say 3. Yeah. Now Vichitravira was so weak, he could not produce children. And he said, so sorry, I need some help. So Vichitravira's mother, now Shantanu was a king and he died. But Satyavati was there, his wife. Satyavati was the mother of Vichitravira. So Satyavati said to her son, Vyasdev, that you need to help Vichitravira. Now Vyasdev was a big sage. He was very austere. He could do things. Vichitravira was a weak king. So king is also supposed to be powerful, but he was not. But sage was powerful. Now what happened? Vyasdev said, okay, send Ambika and Ambalika, and I will help them to get children. Now imagine there is a cave. Vyasdev is sitting in the cave, and he's a sage. He has a big beard, big hair everywhere. His clothes were dirty. He's sitting there in a cave doing meditation. Oh. Then Ambika comes. When Ambika comes, the sage opened his eyes. And as soon as sage opened the eyes, no one else is around. Ambika is standing there. Ambika closed her eyes. She closed her eyes, and the sage gave the blessings. May you get a son. She goes out. She goes out very quickly. She was afraid of the sage. Just because sage was looking like her. Sometimes it happens, we see some people might not be wearing nice clothes and we get afraid. Yeah. Then Ambalika, the second daughter comes in. Second wife of Vichitravirya comes in. And the sage was there. As soon as she comes in, she started. She was shaking. She was so afraid of him. She was shaking. And while she was shaking, the sage opened the eyes and said, May you get a child. Bless her. And she went out. Now, Ambika, who came first, who closed the eyes, had a servant, maid servant, a female servant. And that's where the third is, Dasi. Dasi is a little word of maid servant. She said that I close my eyes, this is not good. I need to go back again, but I'm so afraid. I will not go, you go. So third time the Dasi came in. And when the Dasi came in, Dasi is always helpful. All right, we got some prasad. Feel free to have. Okay. So now when the Dasi comes in, Dasi knows very well that it's a sage. Dasi, a servant, is used to of serving the sages. She goes in, she's very happy to see the sage. She put her hands together and she said, I give you pranam. And the sage opened the eyes and sage blessed. May you have a son. So now 3 times the sage blessed. First, Ambika, who closed the eyes, Ambika got a son called Dhritarashtra. If you see this box, Ambika got Dhritarashtra. But because her mother closed the eyes when the sage blessed Dhritarashtra, when he was born, he was blind. Because her mother closed the eyes when the sage blessed. This has still happened. If you will see a pregnant woman, and if the pregnant woman is doing something bad while the baby is in the womb, it affects the baby. How? So it says the pregnant women, they should not have the alcohol. They should not smoke. They should not eat spicy food because it's going to affect the baby. Same thing there. When the sage blessed, because she closed the eyes, the baby was born blind. Second one was Pandu from the second wife. Now remember what the second wife did? Ambalika. She was shaking. Because she was shaking, when her baby was born, her baby was very weak. Always shaking. The baby was always shaking. Baby will always get, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to open it for you and give it. Gosh. Probably fast, I know. So, the second one, because she was shaking, her baby was also shaking all the time and always used to be very, very, very ill all the time. But the third one, Dasi, because she was very nice, she also had a son. And because she was there, she served, she said, Pranam. That's the reason the third child, her child, was perfect, right? Because she was good. So when the mother is pregnant, mothers should be relaxed, right? So we got 3 children, and we will see next Sunday what happens to these children. It's very interesting. The first child, who is blinded from the childhood. The second one, who is also nice, but he's always shaking, he's always ill. And the third one, who is perfect, right? We will see them in next session. So what did we cover today? We saw, if you remember, the very first thing we discussed, that we are doing the Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. There are so many translations of Bhagavad Gita, so many different explanations of Bhagavad Gita in the market. But we are doing the one which is translated by Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Bhagavad Gita as it is the name of Bhagavad Gita. Then we understand that the way teacher teaches to the student becomes the teacher, then that's the way Bhagavad Gita passes on. You can open the book, Bhagavad Gita, and you can read it. But it's always good to read from someone who comes from that. We call it parampara, the system, the hierarchy. You learn it from someone who learned it from someone, right? That's the way. So we need to understand that. After that, there is a family we are trying to get. And this is a Kuru family. Go home, make your own family tree and understand, put the boxes there and understand your own family. And this way you will always remember their good qualities and what they should not have done it in the past, which we will all, it's always good to take lessons, right? Because we learn from others' lessons and we improve our own life. And we have seen Shantanu, when Ganga, remember to ask when you will go home. Remember, ask your parents that how many children Ganga had? 7. 6 died, and the 7th one did not. And the 7th one had the name Bhishma. Yeah? And then we saw Satyavati, who was the daughter of a fisherman. Right? And then we saw Satyavati and Shantanu had 2 children. The first one, we don't know much about, died very quickly. But the second one, Vichitravirya, got married to 2 sisters. So he had 2 wives. And from those 2 wives and the maid, he had 3 sons. First son, Dhritarashtra, second Pandu, third Vidura. We will discuss about these next time. If you can read it at home, read it. And then after that, we will start Bhagavad Gita. We have not started Bhagavad Gita yet. We are just understanding the history. Yeah, it's good to understand the history. Sound good? Okay. So everyone who is there on the Zoom or who is on YouTube Live, if you have any questions now or think about it, feel free to contact me at any time. Read it at home, come back next time, and then we will discuss it more. Feel free to invite your friends, right? Family and friends, more the merrier. We will discuss, we will enjoy. Next time, if you have any story, bring the stories with you and we will discuss more. Yeah? Do you have any questions for me? No? Oh, great. Next time. So we will just close. When we close, we usually say, Srila Prabhupada ki jai jai Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna. So this is the way we say thank you to our teacher. Thank you to Srila Prabhupada, whose books we are doing it. So it's always good to pay obeisances, to say thank you to everyone. Yeah. And I would also like to say thank you to you because you guys came. And those who are there on Zoom and YouTube Live, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I look forward to see you next time. Same place and same time. Hare Krishna. All right. Okay.